Hi, and welcome to the Introspection and Banter podcast. I'm Gabe,
I'm Anthony.
and what do we got? We got episode 3 up. Today is December 12th, 2021. We got an interesting topic to talk about today. Anthony, you know what we're talking about?
Oh, yeah, today's episode will be about holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Very topical.
Yep. So, thank you for tuning in to the Introspection and Banter podcast.
I said that already.
Oh, you did?
Do you
No,
not
I
have
didn't
ears
hear
in?
you.
I hate you.
Restart it. Okay. Well, then you want to talk about our sponsor for today?
Sponsor? The fuck you mean sponsor?
The sponsor that you messaged me about.
I didn't message you about a sponsor.
Gabe,
Why?
I quit my job, like as part of my bet from the first episode. Or if I
What?
said we got a sponsor, I'd quit my job.
Yeah, we didn't get a fucking sponsor yet, though. I told you that we need like
Yes,
50. No,
you
no.
messaged me.
I said we need 50 listeners first before we all can
Wait,
apply.
what?
Yeah, we only got like 20.
Gabe, how am I gonna pay my rent?
Oh, my
Christmas is
fucking.
right around the corner. I gotta buy gifts.
Oh,
What,
my fucking.
Gabe? What are you saying?
I'm saying you better go back to your job and beg for your job back.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Oh,
Ooh,
oh no!
what a
Uh,
what a terrible start.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
Christmas is right around the corner.
Yes, that is true.
Christmas. Joe
Hanukkah, I think, was just last
is
week.
yeah, I was gonna say isn't Hanukkah over already? When is
Yeah,
Kwanzaa?
I don't have a clue. It's not. I don't think it's as big as some of the other holidays. At
You know, it's
least
funny.
not as many
I
people celebrate it that I know. What's up?
I always thought Kwanzaa was like an African holiday that got brought over to the States. So when I talked to my some of my coworkers who are from Africa, they outright told me like, no, it's not. It's literally just like a Western like thing.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, I was confused about that too, and I asked her, it's like she was telling me, my coworker was telling me like when she first came to the States, like when she heard about Kwanzaa, she's super confused about it. Like no one in Africa actually like celebrates it. I think it's a combination of like various
Yeah.
traditions, maybe. Don't think it's just so that the blacks in other countries like here in the West can have something to relate back to the like home country, I guess.
Oh, okay. That makes
When
sense.
I say home country, what I guess I really mean is their roots because Africa is not a country.
That is very true.
Yes, but yeah, you learn something new every day.
Especially on this podcast.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I just want to thank everyone again for the comments that they gave to us. It seems like people really liked the episode 2 over episode 1.
No surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise there. So going forward, we're gonna try to recreate some of the things we did in the second episode more so than we did in the first episode.
Yes, and keep providing feedback. You can, shoot any topics, anything you want to our Gmail, intro.banter@gmail.com.
Yep. I also want to give everyone a reminder that the podcast is available not only on YouTube, but also on Spotify. Links are down in the description if you are watching on YouTube. And if you're listening over Spotify, the link to the YouTube channel will be provided in the description as well.
And soon to be on other platforms.
Soon, once we figure out how to work this shit.
So,
Yeah.
what's how do you feel about holidays?
Depends on the holiday. Christmas is fine. Uh, one of the things that's always bothered me about like Christmas time is, well, not always, but like as I've become an adult, is having to buy people shit. You know,
Yes, I relate to that.
like
Especially
when you.
now that, like, I'm a young adult. I mean, we're both young adults
Yeah.
and just out of college, and I had quite a bit of money saved up over, like, the last couple months, before I quit my job, relying on
Yeah.
sponsor. And I realized I spent, like, probably a couple $100 just in the past few weeks. Not only on other people, but with holidays, there's holiday sales, and it's the perfect time to buy yourself stuff too.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah,
I spent some money on Steam sales, I think 2 weeks ago.
makes sense.
Yeah, baby. I know for me, like growing up now as an adult is like, man, I think one of the problems is like trying to figure out who to buy presents for. I don't know if you go through similar issue, but like you know how Hispanics have like really large extended families.
Yeah,
I don't buy presents for everyone in my large extended family. Just like my nuclear.
I do the same thing.
And by nuclear, I mean like my aunt, mom, sis, grandma, and father. But then I also start to feel bad because then like as I'm like looking at my presents, I get one from like my cousin and I'm just like, well, I didn't get anything for this dude. And now I feel bad because I got a present from him, but I didn't get him one.
I got you. Yeah, I only get presents family wise. I only get them for my immediate family unless I know you're gonna get me something, or uh like we hang out often enough that I want to get you something. Other than that, I could be like we could be best friends and maybe we don't get each other anything, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that because like there's no reason for you to get me something. I didn't plan on getting you anything. If you want to,
Mhm.
sure.
I think we've given stuff to each other in the past before, right?
Yeah, even like when we were like lived in different states.
Yeah. Ah. And gift giving itself is like another issue because you don't know what the hell to
How
give them.
how
Yeah.
about like how much to spend on them? How do
That's
you
another
reason
good
that?
point. Yeah. I mean, at least with like when it comes to gifts, people most of the time don't know how much you're spending on them, so you don't have to feel too guilty about it.
Yeah.
For me, I always look at like what looks good for this person and what can I afford. So like my mom's like a really big like Lone Ranger fan. I already know what I'm getting her for Christmas. It's like this compilation disc of not just Lone Ranger but like of old Western TV because I know she loves
Okay.
that shit. But that thing, you know how much it's gonna cost me between you and me?
$50.
$2.50.
What is this, a set?
This is a set, but I'm buying it from my shop. So
Wow.
we sell DVDs for cheap because no one buys DVDs anymore.
Okay, now like I know like you got FYE and you want like I don't know like the Lord of the Rings like anthology or I don't know like something in The Office every season. That's clearly like something that's going to be around $50 or more.
Yeah, because at that point, here's the thing with physical media in general. The only people who like are buying them are either old people and they're going bargain bin hunting for those, or they're collectors who are like who want to collect like the cassette.
That makes sense.
So my job specifically, we just sell DVDs and we sell like 3 for $5 because
Yeah.
we're cheap because you know it's just like we don't no one buys them. We got like two people who buy them. I was planning on like buying that for her specifically 'cause I know she loves it. I just set up the TV in my living room, by the way. I have to set up the
Mhm.
DVD player, so now I can actually like put her to watch movies during the day.
How about other people?
Other people like here's the thing, like my sister's like the easiest,
Yeah.
especially now she has a Switch. It's just like I'm just gonna buy her a Switch game, right? But then it goes to like my aunt and grandma, and I have no idea what the hell to get them. I've gotten like there have been some years where I just buy them confectionery, which is itself is cheap, but it's like it's the only thing I can like really know what to.
Confectionery, is that candy?
Yes, candy.
Okay.
No different candies.
Yeah.
And you know, like I know some people might look at that like it's very like cheap, but I feel like at least candy is more personal than like a gift card.
That's yeah, I don't know about you. Gift cards is always my last resort. And like if I'm getting you a gift card, I probably just don't know what to get you or like I yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like I feel like it's so impersonal, like to give
I
someone
mean
like a
it
gift.
is.
I know people are like just give me money and shit, but it's like it's so impersonal. I think I would rather give you an item because it
If
shows
I'm
that
giving you a gift card or money, then it seems like I basically don't know you. It's like
I
I
don't
couldn't
know
pick
you,
something personal, so here you go.
or or worse yet, I couldn't care enough to like actually take the time to pick something out for you. At least that's how I
Yeah.
interpret it.
Although I have family members, like I asked my dad, I'm like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, I mean," and he sent me something. I was like, "This is a little out of my price range." It's kind of like what I said personally. like in my head. And then I'm like, oh, like what could I get him? I was like, honestly, I'm just getting him gift cards because like he'll get what he wants, and I don't think this man needs a whole lot anyway.
Hmm. I mean, I got nothing against gift cards, but I'm just like my father. Funny enough, my father used to always like buy me a few items for Christmas and then top it off sometimes with like a Dunkin' Donuts gift card.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah, it's always great because
I
like
think they make good like stocking stuffers and stuff.
yeah, definitely. But, I mean, like I said, I don't got anything against them. I mean, and hey, some people really do just like the gift card because they shop a fuck ton on like Amazon or something.
Yeah,
So it's just like, oh well, I know you shop on Amazon all the time here and buy yourself something nice.
yeah.
Here, $50 gift card.
You like Christmas food?
Mm, what do you mean by Christmas food? Well,
Like food around Christmas time? Like do they
I'll
have like a feast at your house? Like what's up?
well, every year for the holidays, my grandma comes over, and when my grandma comes over, she starts making pasteles. For the Dominicans listening, that would be pasteles en hoja, I believe is what you guys call them. It's when you get like ground banana, fill them up with what's it called, meats, right? Then you wrap it in a banana leaf, and then you boil it.
Interesting.
It tastes delicious, and
Oh,
my grandma is really good at making them. And every time she comes during Christmas time, I eat a jack ton of them. She's actually making them right now. Actually, I left her when I came over here to my room. I left her. She was preparing the meat for it. I was like, okay.
uh, I gotcha. I love my family. They like. I mean, I'll help. Like I helped this year at least. Like the last week, my aunt will make Christmas cookies, and like she gives them to like her nephews and sisters and stuff. And I mean, eggnog. That's always a fun one. But I mean, taking home like Christmas cookies and chocolates. That's always like I love it.
We have our own form of like eggnog called coquito.
Yeah,
It's made with coconut milk and rum instead of like bourbon or and whatever the hell goes into like Western eggnog. It's delicious. The other thing I was gonna say, you were talking about Christmas cookies.
yeah,
That's the one thing I love about this time of year is that you can always find those trays of like Christmas decorated cookies that are delicious and cheap in like those like grocery stores and whatnot. You know what I'm talking?
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
That's the other thing I love about this time. You know about holidays, that is something I do like is that holidays always have like their specific items that go on sale
Yeah.
only during that time. Like Halloween, candy corn goes on sale, and I fucking love candy corn.
Yeah, that makes me think like Thanksgiving. I love old pumpkin pie, stuffing. I just
Oh
love like I
yeah.
love the food at Thanksgiving. It's nice too,
Oh,
like getting together with like friends or family like you haven't seen in a while. It's like, oh man, how's it been? It's like been a while. I know some people really like watching football like around that holiday. I mean, I don't watch sports, but I
nor
mean
I.
that too.
My sister loves watching football. That's probably one of the reasons why she got a bigger TV for the living room, was specifically so she could watch football on it.
Mm,
But I was gonna say one of the other things that comes out during Thanksgiving that I love over here. You guys don't have Wawa over in PA, do you?
we do.
You do? Okay, so then you know about. Do you know about the gobbler?
I do not.
Oh
I
my
don't have a
god!
Wawa extremely close to me, so I don't go to Wawa like ever. I've
Wow,
actually only been there, like, twice.
wow. Okay, so the gobbler. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Is like a turkey dinner in a sandwich. There's stuffing, cranberry sauce, turkey. It's delicious, but it only comes around. I say it's like a Thanksgiving thing, but I'm pretty sure they always bring it out like in October for some reason, like super early.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's great. Like it's delicious, but it like disappears after like that one time period. Is it only like the end of year holidays that have like those like special like treats that come out? Because I don't. Do any of the other holidays have like anything special?
Uh, so, I mean, March has, like, a couple, like, St. Patrick's Day thing. I just know, like, the
Oh,
Shamrock Shake. I can't think of much
yeah,
else.
I was just about to say that. Shamrock Shake
Like,
is like the only
honestly, there
thing.
isn't much else, like, for other holidays. I mean, that's, like, part of what I love about, like, this end time of year is you got, like, a bunch of cool holidays back to back. You got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's. And then what sucks too is like Thanksgiving's getting a little overshadowed by Black Friday more and more like as the years go by.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you're Hispanic like me, you also have like Three Kings Day to like look forward to after
Yeah,
Christmas. Yep.
true that. I mean, I'm not.
Christmas, like the gift giving season don't end until like January, the end of January for us.
Oh, it's cool. And my birthday is my birthday is like right around the new year too.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's another thing. That's gotta be the worst for people when you have like family members who have birthdays
Yeah,
in December. You know how many people in my family have birthdays in December?
bro. My dad's birthday is Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a
You
cool.
guys
I mean, it's cool, but like, I mean, his birthday just gets overshadowed.
by Christmas. You get
Yeah,
to have
and
cake on Christmas though.
uh, so what's your favorite and least favorite holiday?
Least favorite holiday?
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Okay,
'Cause I don't really do anything on Valentine's Day.
that's reasonable.
Yeah. As far as my favorite holiday, that's a tough one. Mm, it's gotta be a tie between Halloween and Christmas. Because Halloween is spooky, but Halloween also coincides with candy corn and pumpkin spice, two of my favorite seasonal things. And Christmas is Christmas, gift giving.
Yeah.
All. So it's gotta be a tie between Christmas and Halloween for my favorite. My least favorite has gotta be Valentine's Day.
I like how like I was thinking of mine. I'm not sure what my least favorite is just yet, but my favorite is probably either Thanksgiving or Halloween. I don't know. I just think those ones are dope. That's always like Halloween. Like if you got like friends who are like adults, then like that's always when the parties are happening around Halloween. And then Thanksgiving, like I already said, you meet up with your family. A lot of good food. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so I like how those were like in our top picks. Like Easter never came up.
Oh man, Easter's such a I have bad taste for Easter.
Yeah.
It
Uh,
has nothing to do with the actual holiday, but like just growing up in a church.
yeah.
Like I one of the things that always bugged me, even as like a kid, and now even more so now, is like how so when I grew up Pentecostal. I think I've told you a few times.
Yes.
Pentecostals do not celebrate Halloween because it's pagan, but then they celebrate fucking Christmas and Easter, and that boggles my fucking mind because both of them have like pagan origins as well, and I'm still confused as to why they'll like demonize like Halloween as a pagan holiday, but then like Christmas and Easter are okay.
I don't know. I guess because Halloween just seems darker. Like I can't think of anything either. Like myself.
And it's like, oh, it's the resurrection of Christ on
Yeah.
Easter. I'm like, yeah, and it happens to coincide with like a lot of ceremonies of renewal and rebirth from these pagan religions. That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, Christmas is the birth of Christ. It's like, yeah, it's weird how it like coincides with Saturnia. That's sus, my dude.
I thought like checking out Mardi Gras. I don't know. Like sometime in the future. I could go next year if I feel like
Oh, you
it.
going to New Orleans?
I kind of like want to see what it's like. I mean,
Take me
because
with you.
if you don't live in, I think, like, that area, then, like, Mardi Gras is just another day.
That is true. Well, not for Catholics, I don't think.
No.
It actually is like a ceremony. Like that whole week is like special to them. I just turned into like New Orleans just has like a big celebration for like Mardi Gras because that's like
I'm
the
trying to think,
day.
like, I have some Catholics in my family, but I don't think,
But
like, there's ever, like,
it's well,
much
you know
going
what
on other
Mardi.
than, like, Ash Wednesday.
No, well, you know what Mardi Gras is, right? Like what it actually is supposed to
That
be.
Tuesday, right?
Fat Tuesday. So you indulge on what you're gonna give up for like Ash
Lent.
for Lent, yeah. And then Ash Wednesday, you put ashes on your forehead.
Yeah. And then, I think Lent goes till Easter.
Speaking of, we're talking about a lot of holidays we celebrate here. Are
Yeah.
there any holidays over like in other countries you really like?
Oh, crap. Gosh, I don't know. Like, I don't know, Chinese New Year, like, I c that'd be cool to see what it's like. Like Also, I
Oh,
have no idea how Chinese New Year works. I mean, that's
I
something
want
I could probably just look up one day, but I don't know why it's in, like, February and, like, 2 weeks long or whatever.
I wanna see the penis festival in Japan.
I that's, alright.
I The other thing too, you know what's another thing I wanna watch?
Hmm.
Holy Week in Spain is really good.
Oh, yeah?
The processions that they have, they're
Yeah.
beautiful. So I think also in the Philippines too, but when I go to Spain and watch it. At least when I go to Spain, I will understand the language.
That's a good point.
Yes. Unlike I go to the Philippines and I don't speak a lick of Filipino.
Well, you speak English, I mean, that could get you
Yeah.
around
Probably in the touristy
for
areas.
some places.
Yeah. I guess so could Spanish, I guess, technically.
Yeah. Did we, have anything else we want to talk about on
Holidays?
well, I mean, this specific part of holidays?
I don't
No?
know. If
Ah,
there's anything about the holidays that piss you, I already told you what pisses me off about Easter.
yeah.
What pisses you off?
Um, what pisses me off about any holidays in general?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Hmm. Oh, okay. So, I don't know, like, I think it's annoying when people don't give businesses for one, I think it's annoying when businesses are open on certain holidays. And
Mm.
two, like, I don't know how much this applies to, like, the actual holidays, but and two, people that actually go to these businesses on holidays, that just pisses me off.
Oh
Like, my
yeah.
brother, for instance, worked at a movie theater, and it was open, like, all year long, basically,
Who the
and
fuck?
people would go to see movies on, like, dumb holidays. I don't remember if they were open on Christmas, probably not, but, like, people would go, like, on these holidays to watch movies and stuff.
Why? Hey,
I don't know,
honey,
they have
let's go
nothing better
watch
to
a
do.
movie on Christmas. You know what? When you said businesses being open, I just think about the fact that New Year's and Christmas and Halloween also as well. Now that I'm thinking about it, and Thanksgiving. I worked on Halloween and Thanksgiving, and I am going to work on New Year's and on Christmas Eve and day, and I am annoyed by that fact.
Yeah, I mean, that's what would piss me off about my job.
Like
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna have to close late on Christmas Eve because people are irresponsible and like to buy last minute gifts.
but was it I can't remember, it was, like, the day before Thanksgiving or something like that. They maybe it was a different day. Yeah, I think the day before Thanksgiving, we were open late for some reason because it's supposed to be a busy day, and then we weren't even busy. And then I was looking at our holidays, and we're supposed to close early, like, the day before Christmas, but New Year's, we're supposed to be open till, like, 11. I was like, "What is this madness?" Like, I wanna go celebrate on New Year's.
Yeah, it's funny thing is, my shop will be open on New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah,
We'll close on New Year's Day. So it's like, what's the point? I can't celebrate anything because I'm gonna be tired from work coming on New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, I can't hang out with anyone because everyone's gonna be fucking hungover and tired as fuck. So it's like, what's the point? Why are you
yeah,
closed on New Year's? It's the one day of the year that the shop closes down for no damn reason.
true that.
Oh no. Having a job is weird. No one told me adult life is gonna be like this. I wanna go back. I
I
wanna
I
go
think that's
back.
the whole point of this podcast.
I wanna go back to when I didn't need to buy presents for people, when
And let's be real,
I
I don't
need
know
to wake
about
up.
you, I couldn't afford therapy, so I, started a podcast.
Ah. See, when I couldn't afford therapy, what I used to do was vape, and when I quit vaping, I just acquired like a extreme addiction to hentai instead. And that's what's been keeping me like sane for the last few months.
Can't afford it. I
Can't
can't afford No, I'm
No
playing.
one can
Alright,
afford
so
Oh, you can't afford it now until we get a sponsor.
yeah, we get a sponsor. So, holiday movies. Let's get on
Ah,
that subject.
you know what's funny? It's like we got a couple of movies in at my job recently,
Yeah,
and there's a film that I know of, and I'm excited because it's finally at my shop. It's part of a holiday collection that we acquired recently, and it's called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Have you heard of it?
No, but I mean, it sounds a lot cooler than some of these other holiday films I see.
It is such a strange film,
Have you
but
seen it?
I've watched clips of it and a synopsis of it. I was thinking of actually buying the film when I was going to go buy my mom's present.
Mhm.
Uh, but and this is the interesting thing. It is known like historically because it's the first time that Mrs. Claus has appeared in a Hollywood film.
Okay.
And the movie essentially is about some Martians kidnapping some kids, then kidnapping Santa Claus, and then Santa Claus teaches them like I don't know the spirit of Christmas or whatever. I don't know. He brings Christmas to the Martians. I think that's what the whole movie's about.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is I've seen the clips. I'm like, man, I know it's probably green paint they put on these people, but with the poor camera quality, it just looks like everyone on Mars is wearing blackface.
Oh my gosh.
Like if you ever have the time, Anthony, just look up like screenshots from it. You're gonna say, man, they really painted all these white people with blackface for like this one movie.
Alright.
But it's an interesting film to say the least.
Yeah. I ju I hate any film that tries to knock off pretty much like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer like tale about like Santa needing to save Christmas. Or no, no, not Santa needing to save Christmas, but someone showing up to save Christmas because Santa in the 200 years or whatever that he's been, you know, delivering presents has never missed a night and oh, it's too stormy or oh, the presents have gone missing or something and someone else needs to help.
It's
That one has been
ridiculous.
so overdone.
Have there like I know a lot of people complain about how all Christmas movies made are like the same shit. Like it's always the same plot, few plot lines reused.
Yeah.
I think what's like it's one of the most unique ones that I remember from my childhood.
What?
Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
Oh, I've seen that. That
That
one's at least,
movie.
like, kinda interesting, like, what? This is so random, like, what?
Is there a movie like Grandma got ran over by a reindeer where it's literally my grandma my family member went missing and Santa Claus has them.
I don't know of any, at least it's unique enough that, like, I would watch adaptations of it.
It is very unique, isn't it?
Yeah,
Christmas is either like the same stupid Caucasian woman or man doesn't like spirit of Christmas or whatever. They go to this small town or whatever, or go to some place and they meet somebody. That person ends up teaching them the meaning of Christmas.
that
It's always the
yeah.
same thing. That's every Hallmark movie. It's boring.
I
And
love the,
every kid, uh-huh.
you know, like, the Family Guy episode where they're talking about Christmas and Peter keeps trying to watch Kiss Saves Christmas?
Kiss saves
Yeah,
Christmas.
I feel like that, like, any adaptation like that sounds awesome, like, could you imagine, uh like, just some random band saves Christmas.
Corn saves Christmas. Oh, gay witch
What's the
abortion
band
saves
Jack Black's
Christmas.
in?
Tenacious D
Yeah,
takes on
Tenacious
Christmas.
D saves Christmas, or, like, Tenacious D and Santa Claus or something ridiculous like that.
Tenacious D conquers Santa Claus.
Honestly, the more ridiculous the Christmas movies are, or, like, the Santa Claus movies are, I think the better they are in a way,
You know,
because when you try to get, like, these serious ones, like, "Oh, yeah," and bring in some drama, I mean, there's not even that much crazy drama in the first place, like, I'd like to see, like, Santa having an affair or something, that would be interesting.
interesting. How about Santa Claus conquering alien species from Mars?
I that might be a little much, but, I mean, still, that would be
How
somewhat
about
interesting.
remember Rise of the Guardians a couple years ago with Alec Baldwin as Santa Claus?
Was that with Jack Frost?
Yes.
I think I saw it when it came out, but, like, I don't remember much
Does that
of
count
anything from it.
as a Christmas movie?
I don't know, I guess. Like,
I
you
have never watched it. It's a book series, by the way.
oh, you know, we
It's a
could say
kids.
maybe for now because like, I'm not sure, and, like, I know it was, like, Jack Frost was, like, I think supposed to be, like, one of the main characters or whatever.
I was gonna say the I know apparently Die Hard is considered a Christmas movie.
That one that one's interesting. I've never seen Die Hard,
Nor I.
but my dad says it's his favorite Christmas movie, and around Christmas, he will watch it every single year, and he'll say, "I'm watching my favorite Christmas movie," and I'm just like, "What is this Die Hard?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "This isn't a Christmas movie." He's like, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "What?"
Why?
I don't know.
I know for me, not necessarily Christmas, but there's this one animated Three Kings movie that
Yeah.
gets put on every year during Three Kings and sometimes on Christmas Day, and I fucking love it. It's literally just like an adventure movie about like the three kings going to Jesus, see baby Jesus with gifts.
Oh
But
yeah.
like, yeah, I think like I forget if it was the devil or some demon or whatever is like trying to stop them. It's a great film,
Nice.
best film.
You know what? I forgot. I wanted to mention like one of my like this holiday tradition we had in our household
What
where
is it?
my dad would torrent movies, not movies, but he would torrent like kid shows and specials, like holiday specials, like the Christmas episode of like the Flintstones or something. But like he would get like 20 of these. So you could just watch it all day.
Hmm. I I don't think I've ever like watched a lot of like holiday specials on TV.
Yeah.
I want to watch the He-Man one.
I've seen it.
Is it good?
I yeah, I'll say yeah. But I mean I don't remember that well. I just know I've seen it.
Is which one's the one that's like missing? Is it the Star Wars Christmas special? That
That
was like
is, I think, like, was missing. I'm pretty sure, like, people have found it or parts of it at least. I don't think it's actually I think it was.
I think a part of it was added on like a special collector's DVD
Yeah.
with the movies, but like the full sequence, the full
Yeah.
like episode is actually like missing because it's just that bad that they don't want to release it again.
Most holiday specials are. I mean, not all of them, but, like, there's this need for, like, shows and movies and stuff to like, series to wanna release a holiday special, and the plots are usually not that good. Like,
Never
they're
are.
more for the memes, honestly.
Didn't iCarly have a Christmas special?
You're asking me, and I could not tell you.
You didn't watch iCarly growing up?
No, I watched it growing up, but you're asking me about like an episode, and I do not know if it's like a needle in a haystack, my man.
Mm, just when there was an episode where like an angel sends her like back and like changes something where like Spencer's normal.
That probably happened.
Maybe it's not a Christmas special. Maybe it's just like an episode. I don't remember.
Yeah.
iCarly is a great show. I don't care what anyone says. So I have a question for you, Anthony.
What's up?
Do you say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays?
Uh, I guess Merry Christmas.
Really?
I I guess I'm like trying to think. Like I almost don't feel like I say either, and I don't know. I don't know if I just yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
You freaking
I don't
Grinch.
think I say Happy Holidays, but like I don't know. What were you gonna say?
I called you a Grinch for not saying Merry Christmas to people.
No,
But
I was pretty sure I say Merry Christmas more than I say Happy Holidays.
now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I like wish people a happy Christmas or a merry holiday either. Like
Well then.
I personally I like when people tell me happy holidays because no one ever wishes me a happy Three Kings Day. So
I
it's the closest I get.
okay.
But I'm trying to think. I don't. You know what? You're right. I don't think I ever like tell people Merry Christmas and shit.
Well, isn't this podcast about trying to better yourself, stuff like that?
And who the fuck said that? That's not what I agreed to when I decided to make this podcast with you. It's called the Introspection and Banter podcast, not the Enrichment and Banter podcast.
Oh, well, I think we need to have a discussion after tonight's episode.
It's too late for a board meeting right now, bro.
Alright.
Speaking of like holiday like stories and specials, Christmas Carol.
I think that one is an all-time classic, like, especially the original. It's been repeated
Yes.
numerous times, and some of the adaptations I could maybe care less for, but some of them are pretty good, and I think the story is pretty good itself.
Even epic rap battles of history has their own like adaptation of it.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, I think it's Scrooge versus Trump, but it's not actually Scrooge versus Trump. It's literally just like a recreation of like uh Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Have Have you read Christmas Carol, by the way, the actual text?
I don't know if I've read it all. I've definitely read parts of it because I
I
read it in middle school.
think it's the same for me. I think I've only read parts of it. I don't think I've actually sat down and read like the whole thing. Charles Dickens isn't. Have you like read any of his like stuff?
I am confident I have. I just probably couldn't tell you a specific story, but I'm confident I have.
Like you can tell, like his writing was a lot of his writing was meant to be like episodic.
Yeah. Oh, it's for part of the time period because
Yeah.
I don't know about Christmas Carol. I mean that one probably was episodic, but I know a lot of his work like would be written in parts to come out like in periodicals and stuff like that.
Mhm. By the way, listeners, this is the part of the podcast where the two English majors start to get nerdy. So you want to skip the rest. We understand. Uh, yeah, yeah, because it's like what I think what it was back in the day is they would, release it in periodicals, and then if you were rich, you would like buy the whole like the whole thing bound together as a book.
Oh yeah, and you could get like ones with like gilded covers or like paint like pictures in the inside or like special editions that were very like more pricey, but makes a nice mantelpiece. And today, oh, they're very expensive.
Oh yeah, I know. I was gonna say I know back in the day, I think in England, if you had a book that was considered to be obscene, they would bound it in yellow.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I
never
think
heard
they
of
make
that.
I think they make a reference of it in Dorian Gray, like the book he gets like it's a yellow book and it's supposed to be like kind of like like a hint that's like obscene,
Yeah. Uh,
pornographic or something like that. I
okay.
think
Not to get too off topic. Are you familiar with Little Women though?
Little Women. I'm pretty sure I read it for one of my English classes.
I know
Don't know.
that one was written in multiple segments. I believe just two. Like it was written in two parts, and it was part of that time period. And since it was written in two parts, like the first part came out, and the author was able to like see what the audience's feedback was, and then she used that to write the second part.
Yeah, I feel like the modern day equivalent of that is fanfic writing
Yeah,
because people release it by chapter,
yeah,
and then you wait and you keep waiting for the next part, sometimes years. Just like I think last night I was reading some fan fiction and we're getting really invested into it, and then I reach the end and I'm like, man, I wonder when they're gonna update next, and then you see like the publishing date and it's like last updated like 10 years ago, and you're like, well,
right. I don't think
I'm sad.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had something like that happen to me, but I don't think so. But probably, but I can't think of one right off the bat. Um,
It
I
must
feel
have
like
been
there are modern day equivalents to that other than fan fiction, but like not too common in your normal like books these
like
days.
maybe a podcast
Maybe a podcast.
or your YouTube unfiction projects.
Yeah,
Do you think we'll ever have like a good like another like Christmas story?
that honestly, like that's what I was like kind of wondering. Like since we talked about the Christmas Carol, I don't know too many other like classic Christmas related stories.
Other than like the birth of Christ, I can't think of any.
Yeah, and, like, I'm thinking, like, of classic movies or shows too that, like, I think that episode was honestly, like, maybe one of a like, that's a classic. Um, I know I mentioned Tokyo Godfathers, like, last time, and I mean, that's
Oh
a
yeah.
pretty good, like, Christmas movie, but I feel like there has to be other examples.
Is it a Christmas movie?
Yeah, or it's at least during that holiday. I don't know if it's necessary because I feel like there's 2 different things, like, if it's something's during the Christmas season
Season.
and if it's a Christmas movie. I think that's 2 different things.
That is true. Like Frosty the Snowman is not a Christmas film. Yeah, it only plays around the Christmas season because it's about the winter season.
Yeah.
I think that would Like that's a classic story, but it's not a Christmas story.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like Christmas Carol is clearly a Christmas story.
Yes,
To do with Christmas. But other than Christmas Carol, I can't think of anything that's like really stands out to me as like something that's going to endure the test of time.
that
Something
is
that
why we need to write our own,
we're gonna write
our next holiday classic.
a next holiday. We're gonna create a holiday classic. What we're gonna add?
Uh,
First things first. Is it in the real world? Is it on Earth?
yeah, probably. I'd probably put it on Earth, but like, I don't really care about like.
Setting.
No, I was thinking like other elements. Like, I would want it on Earth. Like, it's. I don't know. Like now I think about it, like if I could make it like on a different like planet or anything,
Hmm.
and like it could still be all. I mean, heck, Star Trek. They probably have Christmas episodes.
Uh, no, not at the top of my head. I can't think of a single Christmas episode.
Never mind then.
Yeah, I'm trying. Like now that you mention it, I'm trying to think. I don't think there has ever been like a Christmas. I don't think they celebrate Christmas on Star Trek, at least that we've seen.
All right,
I
wait. I
could,
don't
I,
want to.
I could be wrong, but I don't think we've seen someone celebrate Christmas on Star Trek.
I just thought of something. All right, so the Christmas special for Star Wars, like that's a thing. But
Mm.
Star Wars, the beginning of it says like a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And part of Christmas has to do with like a lot of like pagan beliefs mixed in with some Christian beliefs. So it wouldn't make sense for them to be celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny is like I think writers oftentimes forget like when they bring real world things. Jesus Christ, my accent's acting up. When they
Yeah.
bring real world things to their writing,
Yeah.
they have to be careful like what else they bring with that. Because you can put a holiday from like the real world into your fictional one. But guess what? You gotta realize where did that holiday come from? Because holidays don't just randomly spring up, you know?
Yeah.
They have a lot of cultural significance, and if you bring it in, you're gonna have to explain why things that aren't the same in your world led to that creation of that holiday. If there's no Christ in your world, there shouldn't be it shouldn't be called Christmas to begin with, you know?
That's true.
That's why I think most writers just go with like it's very similar to, but not exactly quite like
Yeah.
this holiday. Because like, yeah, the audience is gonna be like, yeah, this is like Christmas, but then it's actually like, oh, it's I don't know, the day of giving,
The day of giving.
where you like exchange presents with people. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I get. Man, I know it's weird sometimes when you like you know what film I think is like really bad at that. Bright does that. There's one line in Bright, or there's a few lines in Bright that like really confuse me as to that now the historical context behind them. Like when Will Smith calls I think an orc Shrek. It just is like, did they make Shrek in the Bright universe? And is that movie considered to be extremely racist or
I
something?
I feel
Or
like it would have to almost be.
or would it be considered the opposite? Like it's a movie about like ogre and a human getting together. So like maybe it's not.
Oh yeah,
But
maybe it's like an all-time classic and right.
yeah.
I mean, I feel
But
like it's almost a classic now.
if 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 Shrek exists, then that means Disney has to exist because the whole reason why DreamWorks exists is because they literally created the company out of spite against Disney. Shrek itself is like a massive like f you to Disney movies in
Yeah,
general.
like Farquaad.
Yeah. Farquaad's the
Yeah.
greatest. The other one was like the Alamo. Like he says like, oh, we Mexicans still get shit for the Alamo. I'm like, so the Alamo happened in this universe. So the foundation of America happened the exact same way, despite the fact that there are multiple other races involved. Very
I feel
confused.
like it's like much easier to assume a lot of the uh history and such. And I guess like they didn't really have to do the Shrek one, but the Alamo, I feel like it was maybe easier. I don't know about lazier, but easier to assume history has happened almost exactly the same up to that
But it
point.
shouldn't. Like it's the same problem I have with like Harry Potter. It's like you're telling me World War II happened the exact same. All the wars in the world happened the exact same way, despite the fact that there's magic in the world.
No wizards got involved.
No wizards got involved at all. That's what you're telling me.
That yeah, that is a little unbelievable, I'd say, especially as big as some of these wars might have been.
Yeah, when you do alternate histories, you have to be very careful. There's a reason why a lot of alternate histories happen, like when they write them, it's always like a few years in the past or maybe a decade in the past that's different. And they start from there because it's easier to like just work with 10 years than work with like a bunch of history, you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think stories that are great with handling that. World War Z, the book.
Mhm.
Max Brooks does think of a lot of things that you wouldn't normally think would be affected by the zombie apocalypse, and it's great. Like, there's like a little small, because the book is written as if it was like a bunch of notes taken by like a UN analysts going to different parts of the world and interviewing people.
Yeah.
And and like there's like one little section talking about the whale population, about how it got screwed, about how Cuba became like such a like the economy of Cuba went up and all that stuff because of like the zombie apocalypse and shit. Like it's interesting. Like he thinks of things that you wouldn't normally think about.
Those are some, like, weird notes to just randomly add.
Mhm. Then I think of maybe the monument mythos. It's an alternate reality in its universe. But the thing with the monument mythos is like it's smart. It only gives you bits and pieces, so it's just enough for you to know that this history is like drastically changed, despite being very similar to ours.
Yeah.
And then you can piece it together yourself based on what they show you. You gotta be real careful. Is I guess what I'm getting at. Make sure you don't overstep. Think of everything. Definitely.
That's true, yeah. I so I feel like, I'm trying to think, like, if any holidays are, like, in my writing at all, and I don't think so, and I'm pretty sure part of it is because I start most of them off, like, on, like, normal-ish days. I don't think, like, "Oh, yeah, I'll make this Christmas," or something. If anything, I'd probably pick, like, the day before or the day after Christmas.
Mm. I That one story I was talking about last time about the cat and the non-human.
Yeah.
That was on a holiday, and I created
You
that
know what? I'm pretty
holiday.
sure you mentioned that because, like, the cat says something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's they called it what was the name of the holiday? It was acknowledgement. And I created that holiday literally because in my head, like I said, this was supposed to be a sci-fi setting.
Yeah.
So acknowledgement is literally a holiday meant to celebrate the fact different like species being recognized as sapient and recognized as like citizens of this like great alliance. I didn't get into the specifics of the holiday. It was just like in the
What
background.
what was your reason for adding it?
Adding it, I needed a reason for why their roommates were not in the why the roommates weren't there and why the two were staying home together.
Yeah, that's a pretty good, like, reason,
And the
actually.
reason was like, oh, there's a holiday. It also gave me an opportunity to introduce some drama with Sir Whiskerton.
Yeah.
Sir Whiskerton's the cat. If you couldn't tell, by the way. Uh, it's the because it allowed him to get some drama in for one of the characters who are staying home and not being able to see their family during the holiday. And then you just had the other character who just doesn't care for like celebrating Jack Squat, which is why he stayed at the dorm. I said, you know what, this is gonna work for that. Even the name acknowledgement to me when after I wrote it was just sounded like a little weird, but I just figured I couldn't think of anything better for the time being, so I just put it in my draft as that, and I just never bothered to go back and change it.
I got you. I almost wanna see if I can, like, write something holiday related or, like, put it in something I already have written somehow, like, just see if I can do it because
Hmm,
I don't think I have anything of the sort.
I'll say this: holidays celebrations offer a great opportunity for you to like characterize your characters.
Good point, like, how they celebrate it.
I celebrate, like I just said, like Whiskerton wants to go to his family but isn't can't to go, and then you have my other character who just straight up just doesn't care before the holiday season.
Yeah. I mean, like, the other thing is, like, draws out, like, the character, his family, culture, because
Hmm.
like, like, it's the same holidays, people celebrate it differently.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Culture is a great way, especially if you're world building. Having holidays like really let you like show off their different like societies. Like, what does this society celebrate? That gives you an insight into what they hold dear. It gives you an insight on what their history might have been like.
Yeah.
I- it's a great way to express yourself, I think.
I think so.
and a great way to show off what you've created, or like lore wise.
Yeah.
You said you didn't have anything written like that, right?
With a holiday involved?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like, I can't tell you with certainty, but I don't think so.
Hmm. I'm trying to think of the stuff you've given to me. I don't think you've written anything about like holiday season. Say,
Because I don't know, I think part of it is, like, when you bring in the holiday part, it gets more complicated, and that is true, but, like, you can also use that advantageously.
hmm that should be our next writing prompt. A holiday story.
Holiday story, about to write the next, I don't know, banger on, I don't know, Groundhog's Day. Yeah, I
Hmm.
can't believe we talked about holidays this whole time and never mentioned
Oh, you
Groundhog's
mentioned
Day.
Groundhog's Day. Oh, because who gives a shit? You live in Pennsylvania. I don't care for Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, I mean, I think the funny thing too is the movie has almost nothing to do with, like,
Is it
Groundhog. Like,
just a
it's the
day?
the movie's like the days, like, the groundhog comes out the ground, he's like, "Yeah, it's a sees a shadow. Oh, okay. I don't know, 6 more
Yeah,
weeks of winter."
yeah, I know, but it's just like it's so damn stupid.
That I mean, the movie's literally like the concept of, like, time repeating is the interesting part because the whole, like, the fact it's on Groundhog's Day, that's not the interesting part.
Yeah, I just find the holiday itself to be so dumb.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I'm sorry if I've offended any. Who celebrates Groundhog's Day?
Puxatawny, the Western PA area, uh,
What's Puxatawny?
that's that's the that's the town, I guess, because his
Okay,
name's Puxatawny Phil.
sorry, Puxatawny Phil.
Don't worry, it's not
I,
the same groundhog.
I don't get your religion. Not your religion. I don't get your holiday celebration.
Don't get your religion.
I don't understand why it's on the freaking calendar. Why is
Yeah.
that recognized as a special holiday? Makes no damn sense.
I almost wanna see if it's on modern calendars.
I, you know what? I have one. Give me a second. I'm about to check.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
Okay, here. It is still on the damn calendar. I also want
Nice.
to. I also want to change my answer. My least favorite holiday is Groundhog's Day because stupid. At least Valentine's Day has historical context. Groundhog's
That's
Day is just stupid.
that's true. Alright,
Man, could you imagine being remembered as the guy who like wed soldiers in secret?
what?
That's what Valentine's Day is. Like Saint Valentine.
Oh, no,
That's what he's
I
known
didn't know
for.
that's what it was about.
You didn't know that's what it was about. He would go around like marrying soldier like Roman soldiers like in secret.
Oh, no, I did not know that.
Great guy, little trooper. I don't know if he got killed or not.
Yeah, not sure either. Uh as for a topical idea though, we could definitely write stories like a little snippet relating to the holidays and upload it somewhere, or we can read them aloud and one of those short pieces that we had been discussing.
We could. I've been thinking of going back and fixing up that one. Like just talking about it like last week have made me
Yeah.
like actually want to go and touch up my old story.
For the viewers wondering, me and Gabe have discussed doing shorter like these are like 40 minutes to like an hour long. We've discussed doing like shorter ones, just kind of off topic in the middle of the week.
Like a bonus episode.
Yeah, bonus episodes.
We had like I think one of the ones we had in mind was making Spotify like
Yeah.
listening party, sort of like as a podcast. We celebrate like the end of the year. I
Oh
would
yeah,
be,
yeah, that
I
was
would
one.
I would totally be like I think the whole like reading short stories as a podcast might work actually.
Yeah, we can discuss that.
I was gonna say, why don't you guys let us know as well?
True that.
Uh,
Do we have anything more on today's table?
if you get anything from today's podcast, Groundhog is stupid. Uh, Christmas is really fun when you're a kid, not so much when you're an adult with bills to pay.
True that.
I also want to add specifically to I know they're not listening, but the radio station K Love. Please stop playing that god awful, pun not intended, that god awful cover of Feliz Navidad. You have ruined that song for me.
We never mentioned Christmas music.
Want to talk about Christmas music real quick? Because I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a lot to talk
But
about that
okay,
one fucking
so
radio station.
all right, so one thing I do love about Christmas, all right, I do love and hate about Christmas is Christmas music. Well, one of my favorite songs in general is "Carol of the Bells."
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I think that one's a classic. I definitely listen to it more than Christmas, but it's just Christmas related at this point.
Yeah, my father loves also classic Christmas songs.
Uh,
We were building my living room the other day.
yeah,
That was literally all he was playing.
not surprised. I mean, like, I feel like as soon as like Christmas like comes around the corner, it's like bust out the Christmas music, like because some of them are bangers.
What's funny is what he told me. He's like, put on. He's like, you don't. I think my grandma asked, well, you don't put Christian Christmas music. He's like, no, Christians don't know how to sing Christmas music, is what he said. I'm like, thank you. I agree wholeheartedly. As someone who has to listen to the K-Love Christian station at work all day, they are terrible at singing. You would think they'd be good at singing Christmas songs since
Yeah,
it's about their Christ, but no, they suck so much.
I I feel like there's so many more iconic Christmas songs than like stories that we're discussing.
Christmas Feliz Navidad is a great song
Yeah,
to come from a Spanish speaking singer. I don't know who's the Christian artist who decided to like ruin this song with a soft spoken cover of it.
yeah,
But I think there's a special place in hell for him. Like right next to the guy who invented those erasers that don't erase and just ruin your paper.
yeah.
They're gonna be next to each other.
You ready to end this one?
Do you have any other topics to end? Fuck me. Do you have anything else to like add?
Uh, no, no, I don't think so. Nothing worth mentioning, at least.
So do you remember, guys? I guess we can end it here.
Yup.
Okay.
All right.
I
So that was tonight's episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. Me and Gabe will discuss what we can do for next week. Maybe also a possible seeing if we can write stories or something of the sort. Hope you all enjoyed it. Stay tuned next week. Shoot topics and such to our Gmail, intro.banter@gmail.com. Hope you all have a good night. I love you all. Oh, and I've been your host, Anthony.
I've been Gabe.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.